G'day, I'm Chris, and this is Game Chambers, and this is Wrath of the Righteous, the new Pathfinder game from Owlcat Games, and this is something I have been looking forward for a long time now. So you probably might have seen me playing through Solasta on the channel. That's basically been waiting for this game to come out. I played through Kingmaker on here. I was a massive fan of the game. I played through it with the turn-based mod, which was something that eventually became integrated into the game, and it is now part of this here in Kingmaker. So, a little bit of background on what this game is to me. So, I'm a long-time game master of Pathfinder. Been played through a lot of the different adventure paths, but I've only ever finished one adventure path, and that was Kingmaker. So this was the first adventure path that I managed to finish with my group. Ran through it. The party finished it with, I think we had a paladin of Omade, we had a dragon riding a half dragon, we had a scion telepath, we had a ninja from Numeria which has cybernetics, and we had a Desnan cleric who ended up going off and traveling the multiverse with Desna. So this is a very high powered campaign. It was a lot of fun to run. There were some really good stories told with my group, and I've been looking forward to being able to run through this when it came out. It took me a long time to put this video together because I ummed and ahed about what I was going to run through the game. So Pathfinder is fantastic on the tabletop because you can basically just decide what you want to play, and then Pathfinder will have a way to build it for you. Now obviously Alkathor has done a fantastic job. I think there's something like 25 classes in the game and a whole stack of different feats and spells, but they can never actually match up to the amount of flexibility that is available in the tabletop game. So I needed to figure out what I was capable of doing with this game and what I wanted to do. So as basically a forever GM, I don't get to play a lot of characters. So I went through and had a bit of a look through the characters I have played in various Pathfinder games to decide on one to play, and I had settled on playing through a shaman of a nature shaman that I had in a Jade Regent campaign. So this was a game run by a close friend of mine. It was, I think it was his first ever Pathfinder adventure path that he'd run, and he did a fantastic job. And I played Emeralda sort of to help him out a little bit as we went through the campaign. She was a nature shaman from Varisia. She looked after the woodlands and was basically a wandering healer that helped people out. Got some fantastic art for her. She joined the caravan. I don't want to spoil Jade Regent. It might actually be an adventure path that gets done one day with Owlcat. But basically she started traveling north from the Varisian region from Sandpoint, which is a popular, famous town in the Pathfinder world. And she ended up, where we're going to take off the story, is she's going to end up in Canabris, which is where this game is set. So really looking forward to seeing how Owlcat implements it and how they interpret a lot of things compared to how I interpret it and how my group approach them. So it's going to be really good. I've been really looking forward to this for a while. So this video is going to be a sort of a session 0. I'm going to go through building Emeralda, how I'm going to decide class abilities, features, all that sort of stuff for her, and we'll get her started into the first act of the game, which I'm going to assume is Canabris, having run the adventure path before. Hopefully Owlcat's made it different enough that there's going to be a few surprises, a few things that I'm not going to be expecting, but we'll see how we go. So, let's get on with it. A new game. Now, we're going to play through on as close to tabletop difficulty as we can. So let's go to core. Yep, not recommended for people not familiar with the Pathfinder system as well as implementation. So I'm not familiar with the implementation within this game. I'm going to assume it's similar to Kingmaker, but I'm very familiar with the Pathfinder system. I have been playing it since its inception. I'm sure there's stuff I don't know, but we'll figure that out as we go. So let's see, critical hits normal, we got all this here. Remove controlling effects after combat, frighten, paralyze. Okay, that's a fair one to have because those effects will end anyway. That's just a quality of life, really. Auto level up good. Damage to party, number of enemies enlarged. Additional enemy behaviors. Enable this option to allow some enemies to use additional enemy abilities and spells. Let's just see. So that gets turned on when you go to hard. Okay, so we're going to turn that on. So I thought that might have been like something that makes things easier, but we will enable retraining because retraining is... Let's just done. Switches it to custom. What happens there? No, that's fine. Character retraining is something that was in Pathfinder. It did cost you gold. I'm not sure how it's implemented in here, but to not be able to retrain would be frustrating. Crusade auto mode. Well, I don't know how that's going to work, so we'll see how we go from there. All right, that'll do. We'll jump in here. So we're going to go custom character. We're going to go some custom artwork now. This artwork was from a person, I think it was ILMY or something like that, from DeviantArt. I will link their DeviantArt page in the description. So it's really cool. So this is the artwork I used for Emeralda playing through Jade Regent. These are her two spirits. She always had a nature and a life spirit with her, so that was the two of them. Okay, so these are all the classes. So we have a lot of classes and a lot of archetypes as options. It can be quite paralyzing. I think this, especially to people not familiar with Pathfinder, and even people familiar with Pathfinder are going to be blown away with the amount of options. And then with the way the Pathfinder system works, you can actually select and change your class every level. So you can pick, you could go level 1, you could be an alchemist. Level 2, you could take barbarian. Level 3, you could take blood ranger. You probably wouldn't. It actually takes a fair bit of work to plan a build for Pathfinder and make sure you're getting the right thing, everything synergizes, and that your stats are going to be useful across all of your classes. So we're not going to worry about that at the moment. There's probably going to be a lot of videos from other people with guides and that sort of thing. I might put something out too if there's interest in it, but I am quite happy to just play through at the moment. I don't have a huge amount of spare time compared to some other content creators. So we're going to go Shaman. There are a bunch of different Shaman options here. When I created Emerald originally, she was just a standard Shaman. None of these really fit her lore as I envisioned her any more than any others, so we are just going to stick with just the core Shaman. So we want the hexes and we want the spirits, we want wandering spirits. So you can see a lot of these will cut out hexes. I don't want to remove the hex. Same with this one, removes wandering spirits. So hexes and wandering spirits were a big part of the reason why I wanted Emeralda, and the spirit animal as well. So a lot of these actually make the build that I want to go with Emeralda unable to work. So, yeah, the Witch Doctor may have worked regardless, but yeah, we're just going to stick with core Shaman anyway. Emeralda was a human. She was a Varisian woman. From a nomadic tribe that sort of wandered around by herself. She left a tribe to sort of help and aid other people. So we are going to go with a wanderer, and she was a nomad. So this is a background selection. It's not something I recall being from Pathfinder First Edition. This is something that Second Edition's introduced, I believe. First Edition, you'd select from a series of traits, and you would pick up these traits essentially. So. It's basically picking your traits in a background bundle, so I'm quite happy with that. Now, as a divine caster, she casts with wisdom as a shaman, so she will need as much wisdom as she can get, and charisma will be important as well. I think it tells us down here, shamans will gain bonus spells based on their wisdom. It will also set their save DCs for their for any offensive spells that she decides to cast. We want to have decent dexterity, and can we get intelligence up so we get a bonus skill point? Does that give us a bonus skill point? Yep, I think so. Should anyway. It's automatically selected wisdom down here for our racial bonus, which is great because that's our core casting statistic. That's what she needs the highest stat on. Alright, here we go. Skill-wise, she's got 4 skill points. This is very different to core 1E Pathfinder. So it's a very different selection of skills. So we're just going to go with these. So Knowledge Arcana and the World make perfect sense because she's a master of divine magics and she understands the world and the nature around her, which is why I've also gone with Law Nature. She's not religious. She does believe in Gozra. However, she also has the spirits to guide her through things, so she doesn't need to worry about that. And she likes to help and aid people, and so that's why we have gone Persuasion. Now, other skills that would have been worth picking up for her if we'd have picked up a trait to make them into class skills, or even without a trait, would be Perception and Use Magic Device. Because she's got a decent charisma, Use Magic Device she could potentially use with a trait and some feats later on. And Perception is a very useful skill regardless, but We're hoping that we'll be able to find a companion. I'm not sure who the companions are yet, but hopefully we'll find a companion that can have max perception, so to spot traps and that sort of thing, because traps is one thing that Emeraldo is not going to be able to do. Now, we are going to go with Spell Focus Conjuration for her first feat, and her second feat we are going to pick up, where is it? Augment Summoning. Now, this seems like a strange thing on the surface to do. She doesn't really have any summoning spells. What she does, she can prepare summon Nature's Ally. However, picking these up now will let us, at level 2, pick up a Hex, and that Hex we can hopefully friend to animals. Okay, I hadn't actually checked to make sure that was in this implementation yet. But this will allow her to cast Summon Nature's Ally spell spontaneously as a druid does. So let's just focus then on the summoning as a core part of her class, while increasing the benefits of that. So we'll do that for now. Yep, next. Now her spirit, we're going to go in Nature Spirit. Reason being is we want to... Why is that down here? I was under the impression the animal companion was at level 1. Interesting. This is not until level 16. Okay. I might have been remembering this class wrong. Or did I go life? So channel positive energy is always good to have. What are these spells? Unbreakable Heart. Okay. Restoration spells are always really good. We will pick these up when we get Wandering Spirit, which I believe is around level 8? No, 6 is Wandering Spirit. Level 4. Okay, so we'll pick these spells up when we get life at level 4. That's no big deal. Okay, so I'm not too worried about that. So we're going to go with Nature anyway, because it's the prerequisite for the Nature Hex, I believe. The Stormburst could come in handy. And the spells that we get, Barkskin's good. Command is a good low-level control spell as well. We're just going to do it anyway. This was the theme behind her. That's how we're going to go. Her spirit animal was actually Compsogthanus. It was a flying dinosaur that was available in Pathfinder that is not available in here. Obviously, they can't have that many different options. So, because they're both flying creatures, our options are sort of limited to a duck, which I don't really want her spirit companion to be waddling around behind her, or a raven. That looks like the only flying options we have, so we're going to go with a raven. Gives us a +3 bonus on our persuasion checks and a +2 bonus on perception checks, which will come in very handy. As I said, persuasion, very important skill. That's not persuasion, sorry, perception, a very important skill, and persuasion is actually a class skill for us, so that will be very helpful. Gosre is her deity, dualistic deity of nature, god of storm and sky, and also a goddess of wave and surf. So it's very much just a nature god. She's not a very devout woman, as she believes in the spirits instead. She is very much a neutral good character. Now, she is slim. She has a strong motherly face. Let's see if we can find one. I think maybe that one. No scars, but she has a brown hair. We'll go with that. Oh, that's a bit dark for her skin. What have we got? That's her skin color, not the hair color. She is a very thin woman and they are quite suntanned. Go with that one. We'll go with hair that covers the top of her head because she's supposed to have an eye up there. Obviously, the customization is not going to let me put a third eye onto a character. Or does it actually? Let's go through the war paints. Maybe one of these actually has an eye up there. Make them a different, make it a different color so I can see them a bit. Well, there's a couple of them, aren't they? Like, that one's actually not too bad. That could be considered an eye, couldn't it? We've got a nice purple that we can go with. Where are we? Sure, I'll actually go with that. Yeah, what hair are we going to give her? Maybe that one. A little bit of obscuring so that it doesn't look as obvious. What was where's her portrait? Yeah, that's actually going to quite messy. That's quite good. We're going to go with this actually. That's really close. Okay. No beard. That's the primary colours. We're going to have... Or maybe... Go with the purple. Or go with this one. It's probably too bright. Maybe go with that purple. Secondary colour. We might go with a peachy colour. Or a pink. It is very much sort of a pink, isn't it? I really like that one. Okay. And then we have Emeralda.
I'll take care of it.
Yeah, okay.
A trivial task. Interesting.
Now, she's supposed to be... I don't think I'm going to use any of these voices because she's supposed to have a Varisian accent, which none of these are going to have.
Let's move over. Away, cover me.
Yeah, they're all very American. So we're going to skip out on a voice for her. I'm going to call her Emeralda. And she's going to be born on the 5th of Aradus. And there we go. Here we have Emeralda ready to go into Wrath of the Righteous. So let's just double check everything. So her strength, she doesn't need strength. She doesn't do any physical combat. She's going to be a purely support caster. So that's why her constitution is a little bit lower as well. Dexterity, she needs a little bit of dexterity, so that works out her initiative. Her ranged attacks roll, so if she ends up using a touch spell, that'll come in handy and will help her for any mobility, trickery, and stealth checks. Intelligence is just there to help her with getting an extra skill point. Wisdom is her primary casting stat. This will set her save DCs. This will also set her number of bonus spells. So basically any opportunity she gets to boost her wisdom is what she's going to do. And charisma, when she has the life spirit, it will affect the saving throws for the channel if she ever decides to use it to damage undead. But apart from that, it's just going to be used for persuasion, use magic device, and it sort of fits her role as that supportive motherly type shamanistic character. These are her attack stats. As a caster, not very important. You can see they're quite atrocious. Her melee attack is -1, ranged attack is a simple +2. Combat maneuver bonus, she's got a negative, and the combat maneuver defense is a simple 11. Initiative's only a +2 at the moment. Hopefully we can get some boosts to that later on as we go. We can see the defenses are pretty bad as well. The armor classes are very low. Fortitude and reflex saving throws are also low, but her will save is good and her speed is decent. She does have armor proficiency, so she can wear armor, and she probably will wear armor. We'll have to see what armor we find and see what this game has available. So, some of these spells I'm not familiar with. Well, there you go, Divine Zap, but I've never heard of that spell before. But that's her, what's that, 0 level spell? Okay, and these are the first level spells, probably from here down. Yeah, 0, okay. She does have Entangle. Entangle's a really good low-level spell. Sleep's fantastic low-level spell as well for her. Summons Nature's Ally would also be effective, but at the low levels, you can see the duration is 1 round per level. It takes you an entire round to summon a creature, and you're only going to get it for 1 round. It's probably not worth the actions. And it only gives you a might as well. Okay. It's interesting. So, tabletop, you get to pick from a list when you summon monsters. I'm not sure how effective summoning is going to be, but we will try it out and see how we go. And Bless is a staple spell as well. Okay, complete. We got everything here. Zero skills, Persuasion, Perception, Law are her best ones. Her Knowledge, Arcana, and World. Law Religion is actually quite decent, just simply based on her Wisdom, but it is trained only. Okay. Trickery is also trained only. Okay, well, let's see what this game has to offer. So the tabletop one has you starting in Canabras, and you get to meet Terendelev, the Silver Dragon. So let's see what we have available here. That's right, it was in a celebration as well. I remember that. Actually, I had forgotten that until seeing this. Okay, we're coming in on a stretcher. Make way, coming through. Fetch a healer, quick.
Hey, somebody! We got a wounded fighter. Can we get a healer over here?
And there we are. Don't know if I recall that name.
My, would you look at this? But why would you drag a wounded fighter into the middle of the festival square? Couldn't she be carted off somewhere else like, oh, I don't know, an infirmary? Or an accommodating ditch?
Wow, Darren. Darren? We'll see how you pronounce that.
Make room, everyone. Step back. Now, what's the matter? What happened to her?
Not sure I
What's
remember
next?
these characters.
Who did this to her?
Probably someone in the world wound.
Demons, Prelate. We found her barely alive outside the walls of Canabris.
Yeah, it was demons.
Walls, you say? Enemy doesn't usually stray so close to the city. Must fortify the defenses. And you, hold fast. Don't die. We'll see you right.
So I haven't got to pick anything to do with why we're chosen for mythic power yet, so that might come
Get you
through the
patched up
adventure.
now. But first, you there, guard. Take her weapons. Bearing arms is not permitted during the festival. Wounded or not, everyone must abide by the rules. She can get her things back after the festival.
Seems like a terrible rule to have when you're surrounded by demons, right?
O Inheritor, leader of our troops, the sharpened edge of our blades and the unyielding strength of our armor, Iomade, I beseech you, grant your mercy, heal her wounds.
Yeah, well, restoration isn't going to heal any wounds. It's just going to... Well, maybe it will. She might have some... I might have had some not hit point damage, some statistic damage, or maybe I was fatigued. But it's certainly not going to heal any wounds. Let's see. She's pretty stubborn, but she'd probably recognise the survival instinct of requiring water
as soon as we
first.
heal your wounds. My powers are not enough here. Someone call for Terendelev.
Oh,
You
there we go.
Yes, you. Stop dithering and gawping and make yourself useful. Go and get Terendelev.
Seems a bit excessive to call Terendelev for a single injured woman.
Prelate, surely there is somebody else here better suited to running errands.
We've got a few arrogant people floating around here, don't we? These might be our future party members, actually.
I'll get her! Terendelev! Has anyone seen Terendelev?
Got Sealer. Sealer is the iconic paladin of Iomedae from the
Be quick
Pathfinder
about it
world.
before it's too late. Now, who are you? I don't remember seeing you before, and I have
Okay.
an excellent memory for faces.
Yeah, I don't think she would have been coming to fight the demons per se. It's not really Emeralda's style. She's also quite polite, so she'd probably just give him her name. I'm Emeralda.
That's the first I've heard of that name. Who are you then? What's your business in the city?
Good question.
My dear Prelate, please, for the sake of the festivities, stop interrogating this poor
Terendelev will
woman.
help for sure. There's
She's
nothing to
been
worry
through
about
enough
now.
already. Go on. I'll take care of her.
It's a balloon.
All right, as you wish. You are our protector, and a dragon at that, so I shall defer to your wisdom. But be on your guard. I've been informed she was wounded near Canabris. That means the demons are prowling just outside the walls, and the city is crawling with their spies. Others may be able to relax on this holiday, but not you or I. Not the defenders of the city.
I don't know if I like him calling out the fact that she's a dragon there. Seems a bit on the nose, but carry on. Obviously she is the Silver Guardian Protector.
Grudging grip of pain. Cast off the veil of suffering flesh. Let light and life go forth in triumph to repel the skulking shade of death. There.
Greater restoration. Okay. I think we will be quite thankful for that. Thank
I
you for
accept your
helping me.
thanks, but my work is not yet done.
Who are
My
you?
name is Terendelev. I am the protector of the city.
So it's going to really make us ask if she's a dragon. That's... Are you really a dragon?
You don't believe me? Perhaps I should retake my true form and engulf this square with my ice breath to win your trust. Pay no mind to my current guise. I appear this way when I walk among the people. I would hamper the festivities if I tried to attend in my true form.
Yeah, that's really on the nose. Who cares? Like, show us, don't tell
I
us.
do not know yet, and that troubles me. I am not entirely sure what the demons did to you. This wound is no ordinary injury, and it was inflicted by no ordinary weapon. I have rid you of your pain and restored your strength, but only time will allow you to heal fully. Certainly, but be careful. I have managed to get you back on your feet, but I have not healed you fully. Alas, sooner or later, your pain will return.
Yep. So in the tabletop, you get to choose how you came into being in the city. So you could have the demon blood. You could have been blessed and cursed. There's a bunch of others. I don't recall them all at this point in
Do not
time.
be discouraged. You will recover. I promise you that. Tomorrow, come to the cathedral and say that you are expected by Terendelev, protector of Canabras. We will find a way to help you. But for now, put this out of your mind and enjoy the festival. They are all too rare in this time of war, and merriment is one of the best medicines.
Okay. Day of the city. Canabras is a city poised on the border between two worlds. On one side... Oh, there we go. So, but Canabras is basically right on the edge of the world wound, so I didn't get to finish reading that. You can go back and pause it if you like, but essentially, the world wound is where the demons have come through. There are a bunch of pillars or statues, not statues, I'm blanking on the word at the moment, essentially making a barrier that the demons cannot cross, and Canabras is one of those cities guarding that passage. Okay, let's have a look. Camera. WASD, middle mouse button. Cool. What do we got down here? Alright, so very similar layout in controls. In fact, identical layout in controls to Kingmaker. So not only do they take our weapons, they basically took everything from us. We've got Scroll of Cure Light Wounds and a Scroll of Bless. Where's our spell book? Okay, so we should prepare command at least. We've got Burning Hands and Entangle. We're going to leave those prepared for now. It's interesting. We're going to leave Burning Hands and Entangle prepared for now, just in case this ends up with a battle. We don't want to have no spells, because if we change them now, we will lose those spells. Now I wonder if our alignment moves based on our decisions. It'll be interesting to see. Alright, what do we got here? Happy City Day! To Her Majesty's health! So everyone's just going to make a few little cries. Ooh. So many happy faces. Days like this keep our hope alive. So he's named Socio Peasant. What do we got here? Looks like we can get involved in the game. So we're telling us that we can interact. Hold tab to highlight interactive objects. Cool. Left! Aim further to the left! Alright, what do we do here? Oh, bullseye! I wonder if that was a roll or if that's just... Is that a roll? Can I see rolls? Combat? Events. Looks like we had some items. The lucky engraved braces and the cold iron heavy mace. Okay, that was a bit interesting. Alright, Camellia, you have a name. Grubby peasants and their grubby diversions. What did I ever bother coming? Okay, citizen, noble, I'm not Horace Squirm. Yes, yes, happy city day. Now, step away, please. I do not wish for Horace Squirm to be sitting next to you. I'm not going to talk to all these people who don't have names, because they're just all cheering and celebrating. Where's our map? Alright, so darts competition. Was there something we could do up here with Horace? Because he's definitely highlighted on the map. No. Ember. Okay, let's go chat to you. Happy City Day, good people. Spare a coin for a hungry belly. Fuck, me zoom in. Not that far? Okay. What's going on over here? Drunk citizen vomiting in the corner. And over there, come here and give me a kiss. Yep. Wait. Oh, Emeralda's already on the source. Darren. Oh, you're the arrogant guy from before. You call this a celebration? This is but a paltry imitation of what goes on in my mansion on a dull toil day evening. And there we are. You're the other one that didn't want to go and get help, aren't you? Everyone's letting their hair down. Everyone's drinking, having a good time, but the demon spies never let up, so that means no fun for me. Fair. Who is this? Aravashina. Oh, that name's familiar. I think he is a powerful wizard that ends up helping out the party at some point. We'll find out. I don't want to give away too... Oh, an Aldori. I've been a crusader 5 whole days already and I love it. The future's going to be grand indeed. Oh, we've got something here we can do. What are we doing here? Looks like a bit of food. I love a drink. Me, especially when the city's footing the bill. What do you say? Another round? The tiefling behind the counter. Oh, hang on. So we weren't supposed to have weapons, as a lot of people that drew weapons just then. Pretty high level demons there. There's rocks. I don't know what that thing is. Blanking on it. So now we got a babao. Forgot what that's called too. It's been a little while. Flame strike. Killed a rock, eh?
Discari, Lord of Locusts, leave my city.
Oh, there it is, Discari. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh!
Let the feast begin.
Wow!
Discari's here. Discari himself. Blimey! One minute we had a dragon, the next, bam, she was gone. What are you gonna do? Fight or flee? If flee is your plan, let me help you out. I've got a scroll here with a good protective spell.
Oh, okay. So that was quick, and I guess that probably comes down to the budget. So when I ran that, I actually had Terendelev fight Discari and the demons for quite a while. I had the city getting destroyed around the party, and I had them doing challenges to try and escape and get away from the more powerful demons. Like, warn them, you know, you're going to die if you fight this demon. We'll see where it goes from here. Bit disappointed that Terendelev just died quite that easily, but we'll see what we got coming up next. What are we going to do? So this little guy is trying to get us out of here. What's the situation in the city?
Who knows? Everything's on fire, crashing down around our ears. The place is crawling with demons. Looks like a whole army attacked the city. We're sitting ducks.
Care to lend me a weapon? I'll try to fight the demons.
Sure thing. Here, take this. The best crossbow I've got. The person who made it said it could pierce the hide of a demon lord even.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Good luck. Try not to get eaten now.
Alright, what do we got here? Probably should have taken the spell and fled. We're not going to be able to do much to Discari over there. Somebody just hit him.
Mortal gnat snaps its jaws at the Lord of Locusts.
Is that us?
Behold, Iomade. Behold the death I saw.
Now there we go, this collapsed into the underground. For resting, make sure your spellcasters don't have any vacant slots left, otherwise they will go to waste.
The silver dragon, Terendelev, the defender of Canabras, fell in battle. Hardly surprising, as she had to fight the demon lord Discari himself. He willed the land to part and swallow all who dared to stand in his way. But the war was still far from over.
Excellent. So, we might end this episode here. That is basically the intro to Wrath of the Righteous, and that's kind of our session 0, as I like to call it, or as it is called in the role-playing world. So we have built our character and started the adventure, and this is where we begin for real. So thanks for watching. If you want to see the rest of this playthrough, please do click like and subscribe. And if you want me to do together some guides on different character builds once I finish the game and actually know a little bit more about what's available within this particular system, let me know that as well in the comments down below. Otherwise, thank you. We'll see you on the next one.